All right, we are going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is Marcelo with We Are Wellness, and just a little bit about us. We provide the highest level of service for all of your corporate needs. That includes everything from wellness plans, biometric screenings, corporate health fairs, incentive programs, and so much more. Today, we're going to be going over maximizing workplace efficiency and health. We have Andy Seiden from LiveWell1440 here with us today. He's one of our partners and definitely a wellness expert. So he's going to be able to share some really good information with everybody here today. Just a couple important reminders as we get started. All of your phones will be muted throughout the presentation. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type those into the chat box. We will be answering all of the questions at the end in our Q&A session. Also, we'll be sending out a follow-up email to everybody today with a recap of what was discussed. Andy, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you now.
Thank you, Marcelo. And I wanted to welcome everyone and thank Billy and Marcelo at We Are Wellness for scheduling the event today. And we understand your time is very valuable, and we really appreciate you wanting to learn more about LiveWell1440 and our wellness platform. So thank you very much for joining today. So to get started, we're just going to do a brief introduction about the company, and then we'll get right into the platform demonstration. Just a little bit about me. I founded the company. We're in our 5th year. We've been able to touch thousands of lives, but the biggest difference I've really seen is our interaction with our clients on site with their employees. And so I wanted to introduce myself and then really give you an understanding of what really the number 1440 is about. And it represents the number of minutes in every day. We all have those minutes in common, but simply what sets us apart is how we choose to use those minutes. And studies show that highly productive people think of minutes, not hours, and they feel the passage of time and the potential that each minute holds. So 1440 represents a mindset change, and it reminds us all to focus on the power of one single minute. And by integrating a wellness program into a company's culture, we help get the most out of those minutes to ensure that each employee has a productive day every day. And really, what's the difference? So we're a consulting company, and our sole focus is designing programs for your employees to help create an amazing place to work filled with happier, healthier, more productive employees. You guys have seen it, you've heard it, but the key to developing a successful and sustainable wellness program is understanding the company, its people, and to collect and analyze the relevant data and then build a supportive environment that fosters and encourages wellness activities. So what I'd like to do right now is briefly go into our platform, and I'm going to go right over to that right now. And so LiveWell1440 is our website, LiveWell1440.com. And this is our little bit of information about us. You'd be happy to go ahead and scroll through this as you like. We also have a little video about us that you can watch. But our members come in, they hit our member login screen, brings them over to our login screen where we sign into our wellness portal individually for the company. As you notice here, we have all of our important terms of service, privacy policy, and the ability to download the app, Android or iOS. Our login information will get put in here very simply. And what we do is we bring our customers in right into an instant login page. And the login page is the dashboard where everything is really the start of their program. Prior to this, what we do is we provide our folks with a program guide, and each employee receives this program guide with an explanation of what the program is about, the way for them to log in, and then, of course, the description of their points and how they earn those points, the onboarding activities, screening activities, any challenges, health education, any exercise, nutrition logs that we capture, and then, of course, our preventative care exams that we promote on a regular basis. This is one particular way that we have our point level system set up, but our system is configurable to create any number of points, any types of rewards, whether it be a gift card or whether it be merchandise, as well as all these different items that you get points for. All of these are customizable based on your employees and what you're looking for out of your wellness program. So let me go back to our dashboard. So in looking at the dashboard, this is where you see the onboarding checklist. So when folks come onto our system at time of whether it be an open enrollment date or it be a separate wellness day where we're introducing the wellness program, we teach people how to log in here, and they would learn how to set up their profile. They set their goals, they add friends, they complete their HRA, and they can actually connect their fitness tracker, Fitbit, or any of the others that are out there, and you can actually see how those connect right there. Going back over to the dashboard, what I'd like you to do is, a big part of what we provide is creating our programs based on what the demographic look like. So through biometrics and through health risk assessment, we were able to do that. And our health risk assessment is very easy to access. Right here, up in the top here, it is a very short, easy to use HRA, and it is actually has the logic in there that will accommodate if you are male or female and won't ask you questions inappropriately. We have the different areas that we are covering in this HRA, and once it's completed, you get your results, which are back on this screen that you can see right here. This document right here provides you with your wellness score, and it's based on the levels that we have, that we've measured here, along with our lifestyle health risk assessment questions. We have our biometric information. Down below that, we have our recommendations, and all through the different areas. This is also, you can export this to a PDF. This is an example of what it looks like. This is an individual score. So this is their individual report. Everything you saw on the screen is exportable into this document for each individual. Another very important piece here is looking at the, excuse me, the risk advisor section. This is a way for you guys to see what each individual or each employee has an opportunity to see how to take action on the different areas where they're in need of improvement. And then you can actually see how it extrapolates out across over a 1, 2, 4, and 10-year period. Some additional items that we have on here are our health logs, such as nutrition tracker or fitness tracker. Our health log here, you can take your measurements that you get when we do our biometrics, and then you can actually, throughout the year, see how those are changing over time and run a report and see how you are improving. The other areas here that we have, I'll skip down here to our health topic section. This is the education section, simply learning and getting more information on areas that may be of interest to folks. We have videos and also information on drugs and supplements. And then for our health professionals, if we have any health coaches, that is available right here. They can ask them a question, they can set an appointment. Very simply, you click on the appointment and a calendar would come up, and then they would allow to schedule a time. Some additional information that we also include in the program are our online courses. Some of you guys may have seen this. We partner with Self-Help, and they provide us with the programs that people can take these online and sign up for the class. And they can see these courses and take these courses, complete these courses, and get points for those courses towards their levels of completion. And you'll see how this begins here. It shows you the trailer and shows you the different weeks that you have. This is really a great way to engage with folks that maybe are out of the office, and ability to give them points for participating and learning in these online learning modules. Something that we really use a lot of at LiveWell1440 is we do a lot of on-site activities. So the biggest part about what we do is provide the high tech of the online platform with the human touch of having folks in the office and being there on a regular basis. How we do that and how we coordinate that is we have an event calendar. And on the event calendar, we can schedule, and it shows all the different classes that we have scheduled for this particular company. Folks can go in here very simply, see what class it is. You can see what the dates, the times are, where it's located, who the teacher is, and then you can simply click here and register for that class. That will then provide a notification to you via email and a calendar invite to save the date. So our program is built around combining these on-site activities or these different challenges that we bring people together, this calendar, so that people know what's going on and when it's going on. And we share this calendar both via email on a weekly basis, and we also send a reminder text out with our wellness tips, and that text goes out with a link to our weekly calendar for people to see what's coming up the following week. Let me get down to our program section. So these are some of the different areas that we have for folks to learn from, different areas, some of the programs that we offer. And then, I'm sorry, let me scroll down here, and then we click on our activities. And the activity section is really where we find all of the different things that we may have to do for a completion of our points, whether it be preventative care activities, or if it be any kind of walking or any kind of community activities. If someone does a mammogram and it's outside if they're not doing it, let's say a bus comes to the office as a group and they're going on their own to do their mammogram, once they receive that explanation of benefits or their receipt of completion, that can be uploaded right here to our system and submitted to us. We would then receive that as an administrator, and we would approve that, and then those points would then be issued, 250 points. Let me go back to the dashboard here because I wanted to show you some of the other activities that we have showing on the dashboard, such as our challenges. We have team challenges. We actually have individual challenges as well. Someone can challenge another individual in the office to something. We also have a news feed similar to posting on a Facebook and letting people know that you logged your minutes. And then, of course, we have what is called a leaderboard for a particular location, or if it's the multiple locations or the entire company. The reward summary, this is where the points are calculated. And the points are simply calculated based on how you guys, as a company, would like to see them issued. Can be 1 point, can be 10 points. It can be 1,000 points, can be 10,000. Whatever you guys like, it's configurable. And those points are broken down, and again, based on certain activities, which you can see the breakdown of some of these activities that you have to earn points for. And I mentioned as well the courses, our health tips, and then badges that you may complete. So I also mentioned that the health professionals, you can ask a question and book an appointment with them. Again, this is all on that dashboard, but I broke it down for you separately in each one of these sections. So when people log in and they come to this homepage, they can get everything that's off to this side here, but right at their fingertips on this page. So some additional programs that we have, financial assessment. You guys, I'm sure, know about financial well-being and the importance of it. We have a connection here with the system where that allows you to fill out a financial assessment, similar to a health risk assessment based on some of the things, and it gives you a breakdown of how you look in those areas, savings, debt, retirement, etc. Clicking on these, and also gives you recommendations similar as you would see through your health risk assessment, but this is your financial assessment. As I mentioned earlier, our additional trackers that we have, and we have an exercise tracker. Obviously, those integrate with the wearables that are out there. However, it also allows you to, if you do other things that aren't necessarily tracked, like if you'd like to do some gardening, what happens here is you can put how many minutes that you garden, you can log that activity, and all of a sudden it tells you how many steps it equates to, and that gets put into your system. You also have the ability to see what your totals are throughout the day, and burning your calories, distance, steps, etc. And then the activities that you log continuously throughout the year are all posted down here where you can use them again and not have to retype them in. Our community section here is where I mentioned the news feed on the home page. You can create groups and you can have discussions with folks that are all private discussions and they're not shared. Anything that gets posted on our news feed gets reviewed first ahead of time so that there's nothing posted on there that shouldn't be. Next section we have here is our points. And as I mentioned to you before, multiple levels. Shows you how they're earned. Here's the different activities that allow you to earn them. Here are some different badges based on some goals. You get points for hitting 5,000, additional points for going more, and some additional points for going more. If you give blood, we give points for that. So these are the additional activities that we provide and create for our customers when they ask us. It's all customizable and configurable. We actually provide you with a best practice, and then we can adjust and build from there based on your unique culture. So let me go back to here. I'm sure you're wondering, wow, okay, well, I've gotten my points. Now I'd like to actually redeem them. So we actually allow folks to come on here once they have reached their level to redeem a certain amount of their gift card. They can choose where they'd like to go on the gift card, or we actually list merchandise as well on here. So if you'd like a Fitbit or you'd like certain types of merchandise offered for achieving those levels, we also provide that as well. So let me go back up here to our dashboard. And you'll notice that when everyone logs in, once the onboarding activities are complete, this will go away. And then you'll see your activity summary. So your steps, the distance, and all those things that are important to you that you're keeping through your Fitbit or your Apple Watch or your Garmin device is all kept through here. And the ability to link your fitness device, obviously, as I mentioned, you can do that right here. And you can also do it on the app. So also the calendar I mentioned to you, you don't have to necessarily go to the events. You can see the upcoming events, and it'll take you right over to the calendar right from the home screen. So what I'd like to do now is we've done a good overview of the entire system. So I hope that you guys have had the opportunity to see a little bit about the overall flexibility of the system and configuration that we can do. Some of the things that we provide through our system, I mentioned to you earlier regarding our coaching. So we have a really big, important coaching program that we have going on, and it's not necessarily an online coaching program. It's our folks are actually doing appointments in the office with our health coaches, and what's great is they're allowed to go see that health coach once a month, so they can book that appointment right here, and they will not have to worry about someone taking their appointment or taking their time slot, and they will all. You can see that there's plenty available depending on the coach. And what we have done is allowed this interaction with the platform so that folks really know that they have support. And that's a big part about wellness that we have taken very seriously. When we hold on a challenge, whether it be a weight loss challenge or some other types of challenge, walking challenge, the biggest thing is that the support that we do after the challenge is over, and making sure that they know that the support is there, both from the company and both from their platform and both from, in addition to us and the resources here at LiveWell1440. What I'd like to do now is, as a administrator of the program, we provide all that administration for you. However, we also provide you as the employer an administrator login for you to go in and look at the reporting, and and you can run reports from your dashboard for your individual company. So you can see how many registered users you have, you can see how many steps they're doing, an overall summary of their exercise. So this is an aggregate section. And this is kind of like a dashboard, just a look, but we can run all reports out of the system. If we want to run a full all monthly health report, we simply push on our health section here, and it'll bring up where people are falling and in the different areas, what needs to be addressed. And again, these are all exportable. Some additional reports, obviously claims reports, HRA reports, custom activity reports, some additional full reports that we can run. We can run a monthly report, and we can run a quarterly report. And this report will tell you, it'll generate into a PDF format, and it will download onto your system. And then you will have the ability to use that aggregate data to determine some programs and look into the success and the completion based on how many people have registered, how many people are using it, how many people are getting rewards, and then again some additional breakdown of what is being clicked on and what is being used. So an additional area I'd like to show you is under the programs, challenges. If you'd like to build a challenge, we have the ability to do a user challenge, and we have different challenges available. We have a whole group of challenges that you can choose from, as far as whether it be an activity or if it was a nutrition. So here's some samples. And again, these are just some templated ones. These can all be built from scratch. And that was where we right here start a challenge. And you can see that we have 5 mind challenges, 12 munch challenges, seasonal challenge, and then we actually have the journeys where you do some step competitions across the country. Any custom challenges that you want to build for the company, we go in here and we build that very simply by choosing what we want to do and then how we want to create and what we want to give points for and how we want to allow it. So that can all be built by hand from the administrator or by us. Most of the time we do all that for you. Let's say we have an event, right? We would like to schedule an event, right? We will go in here and we see the event details and we see the number of classes, how many people can register. So we want to schedule an event. We go create an event. We type in the name, who we'd like it to be sent to, time zone, dates, points, etc., all into the event. And then we can obviously add time slots if they are specific to individuals registering for one-on-ones. The activities I mentioned. So these are where we can add different activities. Here's how we create the onboarding activities. If we'd like to start an activity, we go over here and we can start that, and we can like to preview what it looks like. It tells us what it is, tells us what actions are needed to take. And you may have remembered prior, I mentioned to you about someone submitting their mammogram or their dental exam and getting it approved. So that's where this activity request section comes. And when we receive a status that something is pending, or not approved, go into another section here, just quickly show you. So if something is pending, we go right into here, we can view what that is, and then we can approve that right when we go in and view it. It gives us that opportunity. So with that, we go right over to our award section. And as I mentioned to you before, each of us has a ability to create these, what we call a campaign for you, the client, and how many points it is based on how long that campaign period lasts for, and then building out all that point structure that we showed you in our program guide earlier. If we would like to add merchandise that we'd like to offer, here's the place that you can add that information and put it on the system. And then for your gift cards, here's where you can register a credit card and simply have it put in a certain amount. And once it is used up, it then adds another set amount, whether it be $500, $1,000, and then actually tells you how much is being redeemed so that you can make sure that there's money available for those that are ready to redeem. So if you'd like to see a point summary report, you can actually get a point summary section here and get a full report about the company, their total points. I'll give you just an example here. So you can see the total points of everybody in there. You can actually sort them. You can see if they've hit a certain level. You can see if they've earned an amount or if they've redeemed that amount. And and then this is actually exportable as well. I mentioned that the reports section here, and then notifications and emails and distribution lists and announcements. So the system has the ability to send out notifications automatically based on certain things. If we have an event planned, it can automatically send out notifications to everybody that has signed up to register for that class. We have the ability to send out emails based on those folks that maybe fall into different disease categories, diabetics, cardiovascular disease, or BMI issues. We can send certain information based on that directly to those folks by use of the distribution list, by using their wellness score and their areas that show a need improvement. We offer an ability to communicate with them via articles and news information based on their particular disease. And then announcements. If the company has any announcements that they'd like to make, if there's something they'd like to tell the employee base about the program, let's just say they have to complete the HRA and they have to go to one health coaching class to be eligible in the program, you can put that announcement, create an announcement right here, and put it right on the home page as a little pop-up window that as soon as they log in, it comes up and shows on their screen. Example would be something like this. So the system, again, is very configurable and really can work on its own. And that's why we really teach, if you would like an administrator to do some of the work, as far as adding challenges or adding and deleting names for people that are, for new hire administration, or if you're terminating folks. But the overall managing of this platform and managing of the wellness program all together is what we try to come in and provide as a consultative approach, and understanding your budget and understanding your wellness dollars, and then understanding where you are on the wellness continuum. If you're just getting started, or you've been doing something for 5, 10 years. All that can be customized and based on how we interact with you as a company. So when we first initially bring on our users in a new company, we receive an eligibility file that is securely sent to us through our SFTP. And our website here is fully HIPAA compliant and ADA compliant, as well as all of the privacy requirements that are necessary for handling PHI. So the eligibility file is what we get from you, the employer, to actually build the platform and load people's information in, so that we can then send out the welcome email for them to log in and complete their onboarding activities. Here's where we can build out the organization and add a company. Here's where we have additional information on the company. And then if we have to add admin staff, we can put those in there as well. We can also run surveys directly from here. So part of our coaching, we always like to know what kind of things that are working and what are not. We actually can create these surveys in the system, and then we can actually then send them out directly and get a quick response. Listen, everybody uses some of the survey systems out there, but it's nice that when you leave a event, that all of a sudden on your phone, you get a little, hey, did you like it? And would you recommend it to a friend? And then click and it's done. So we try to collect as much data for you, the employer, so that you have the ability to validate the level of success of the program, the engagement of the program, and truly where the spend of your wellness dollars are going. It's very important that you understand that it's great to have wellness dollars, but to spend them effectively where you're going to see the greatest results over time is what we is our intention as a company. And we appreciate this opportunity to speak with you guys today and have this opportunity provided by We Are Wellness. And what I'd like to do now is open it up to any questions that you guys may have, or anything that you may like to see in addition to what I've already provided you or shown you through the platform already. no questions. Am I missing them? Let me see here. Marcelo, are you going to go through the questions?
Hi, Andy. Are you able to hear me? I had a little bit of a technical difficulty with my phone there.
Sure, no problem. I wanted to open it up here and give people a few minutes to ask a few questions, or if they'd like to see anything additional on the screen.
Sure. We did have a couple questions come in throughout the presentation. One of them is, how are the screenings done?
The screenings, is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, so our biometric screenings, they're provided based on the location of the client by a vendor that we have nationally, and then we receive that data and manage that data so that we can provide back to the employer an aggregate of that information, and we're what we call the wall between the employee and the employer for that screening data. The other screenings, such as dental, mammogram, those are all done at the employee's time availability. But we also do health fairs, and we do wellness days where we bring in some of those folks, an eye doctor or a dentist and things like that, so that those things they can get points for those or schedule those with their folks that are part of their network.
Okay, great. And another question. You mentioned that there was some online classes. Is there in-person classes as well that people can take?
Yes, thank you very much for asking that. Actually, the online classes are a big part of our program. And I'm sorry, the on-site classes. So let's just say it may be a nutrition seminar. Everyone calls them lunch and learns. However, we can do them during lunch, or we can actually create a wellness day where we're doing different kinds of seminars at different times throughout a 3 to 4 hour period to try to maybe do like a quarterly type of thing if someone can't do a seminar once a month or once a week. So, but the on-site classes can include anything from nutrition to fitness to mindfulness to self-defense, kickboxing, you name it. We're going to bring it out. We've actually brought out CPR classes where we're showing them how to use the AED machine. So the main part of what we're trying to provide here is education, and trying to provide it in a fun and interactive way. And I think we've done a real good job of combining that interactive in-person experience with the fact that we get points for everything and doing everything today in our society. So why not get points for participating in healthy activities and that your company's promoting for you?
Okay, great. And then I believe this next question came when you were on the admin dashboard. How will we know who the top members are without getting into their private information?
So there, from a health data perspective, none of that data is available for an admin. Only aggregate data. As far as someone's where they stand, their standings, that is done through our leaderboards, and on our leaderboards we're showing steps and showing different things like if you're having a challenge, where they're located. You can also, I'm just clicking on here to show you where everyone stands. So none of the leaderboards use any information that is private. So the aggregate data, or the data to see where people need the help from an employer standpoint, we provide it aggregately, and then what we do is we look in deeper into what each of the, let's say, 5,000 people, there's 500 of those people are in a high risk category for high blood pressure. So then that's where we go and say, hey, Mr. Employer, we'd like to bring on the American Heart Association's check change control program, where we give everybody a blood pressure cuff, and they monitor their blood pressure and learn how to maintain that. So, but the privacy of the data is all maintained through us and not shared with any of the administrator functionality.
Okay, awesome. And the last question we had here is, what is the cost of the platform?
Sure. So the cost of the platform ranges anywhere from $350 to $550, depending on what activities you guys, as the employer, are looking to bring on in addition to the online services. If there are on-site activities and classes and seminars, included in the price is our 4 lunch and learns and our 2 challenges. So those are included in our per employee per month price.
And they are asking if there's a cost per person.
Yes, so that was the cost range of $350 to $550, again, depending on the size of the client, and that's per employee per month.
Okay. And if somebody wanted to get a quote, how would they go about doing that?
Sure. So let me bring up. So Billy Barrios right here, obviously from We Are Wellness, here's his information. So please feel free to send Billy an email, and we will put together a proposal. Here's my information. And here's if you'd like more information just in general about the company, please send to info@LiveWell1440.com. My direct email is andy@LiveWell1440.com. And
okay.
We'd be happy to get that out to you right away.
Awesome. Yeah, and I know some people out there had some more specific. Oh, there's another question. Is there a startup fee in addition to the monthly cost?
So we have an implementation fee initially for the first year in building out the platform. And again, depending on the number of employees, that usually is the cost from $1,000 to $1,500 for that first year.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and we did have a couple people asking some more specific questions about the pricing and all of that. We can reach out to you guys specifically and have that conversation. One last question here. Does the $350 to $550 per employee per month include the cost of incentives too?
So it includes the cost of the incentive management based on what the dollar amount that the employer would like to reward them. We can build that into our per employee per month cost, or what we do is we have an estimate calculator based on our experience of approximately how many people are going to fall into each of the levels throughout the year, and we provide that as an estimate. And then throughout the year, we provide that budgeting of where they are in that estimate, and also using past data from the employer as to what they have previously given as incentives. So the cost that we provide per employee per month includes everything from administration to, and again, those folks that want more information, I can provide you with that full proposal and show you everything that is included in that, as well as everything for the employee. And then the incentives can be put into that per employee per month budget, or we can do it separately. So whatever is best for the client.
Okay, perfect. That seems to be all we have for now. So I just want to thank everybody for attending the webinar. Everybody will be receiving a recording of the webinar in a follow-up email that's going to have all of our contact information in there as well if you have any further questions. And thank you, Andy, for doing such a great job presenting today.
Thanks, everyone, for joining, and I look forward to hearing from you. And please don't hesitate to send me any questions. And the real enjoyment is seeing the number of folks on the call that are part of their human resources department. Seeing that, I fully understand the amount of work that you guys are under, and the ability to take on a wellness program can sometimes be daunting, and that's where we come in, and we want to offer that assistance and that outsourcing capability so that you don't have to worry about sending or paying an invoice for a yoga instructor. We handle everything for you from soup to nuts, and we're looking forward to talking further with some of you on the phone.
All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.